work in Hollywood. So just wanted to know that why speaking about it now?
I think that first of all, when I was on the podcast, I was asked about the journey of my life, and I spoke about when I was young, when I was 10, when I was 15, when I was 22, when I was 30, 40, whatever. So I was talking about the truth of my journey, and I think now I was confident enough to talk about that phase of my life. I think now where I am, I was okay enough to kind of articulate what I felt. I think I had a very tumultuous relationship with what occurred very quickly. I moved on a long time ago, and then I made my peace with it. And I think that's why it's easy for me to talk about it in open manner, in a safe space.
Thank you so much, Joita. India. So if you're offered a role in Indian cinema, would you accept it? And what kind of role would you take?
Absolutely. I mean, India makes more films than any other country in the world. And has an incredible amount of talent that I would be honoured to work with. In terms of what kind of movie, I would like to do something comedic. I think we do so many serious things. It would be good to do something a bit more comic because I've not really done that. So maybe that will happen in the future.
I mean, you just start thinking. I'm already thinking about it, guys. Don't worry.
Speaking of franchises, there's a couple that come to mind. All right.
In both the Indian film industry and the West. So what are the differences and similarities that you have observed in your experience?
I think the similarities are that movies are movies, TV is TV. Wherever in the world you go, the language is the same. You know, you'll have a call sheet, you have a call time, you have an AD standing outside your trailer saying you're late, come on, you have to know your lines, you know. So the madness is the same. I think the differences are cultural, and that should not be touched or changed. I think the cultural differences are, there's a lot of paperwork in Hollywood, like there's stamping, there's signing when you finish working, and there's like your turnarounds, and there's a lot of emailing and a lot of that happens. Versus here, we are a little bit more lax with time, you know, Indian stretchable time and all of that. But I think that the cultural differences are what I found different, but otherwise I think the medium of filmmaking is the same in both places.
Thank you.
The Indian installment.
So I'm not giving any spoilers away, first of all. But the fact is, this is a part of a larger universe, and each of the stories are part of that. So we'll have a lot of familial, connected tissues between the multiple editions of the show. And this is a big, ambitious project, and we are all super excited about the fact that, we start off with this story and how the other stories unfold in Italy and India. So there will be connected tissues, and you have to just wait for that. I can't give it away. And of course, we are filming the India edition, and we don't have any announcements to make on that right now. But for now, watch this one.
Project. What are the things that matter? I mean, what is the primary thing? Is it the director, the story, or the character that you're playing? What is that one thing that's completely non-negotiable?
I think for me, what would be non-negotiable now, it's actually really true. I can't work with people I don't like anymore. So it's really non-negotiable for me. I have to admire, look up to, and like the people that I work with, like the people that I'm surrounded with. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I want to be excited about going to work. I want to be inspired about going to work, and that's become non-negotiable for me. So when I meet the people that I'm going to work with, I take notes in a little pad. But that truly is something that, as I've evolved, become very important to me.
For me, it's not so much about just a director or a story or a writer. It's kind of simple. If I get to the end of the script and I want to go back to the start and read it again immediately, then I've usually found my next project.
Well, thank you so much for that.
Very difficult, but I look back, there's a whole sequence which I can't talk too much about, but it involves a submarine, and it has such huge spectacle to it, and I remember being there and it kind of feeling like you were at a theme park because you were completely immersed in such a humongous set and experience. And that, as an actor, is one of those moments you don't have to do a lot of acting because everything around you is so real.
Correct. And you're excited.
I paused for a second when I walked in and I saw the set. I've never seen anything as huge and immersive. It was interactive. It was moving. It was alive. It was unbelievable.
Wet.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
Can't wait to watch it. Don't do this to us, both of you. All right, who's next? Kalpana from Indian television. Hi, Kalpana. Thank you, ma'am.
Hi Gaurav, congratulations, brilliant show, brilliant trailer. How important is India to the success of this global franchise?
India is super important. We are kicking off the entire journey right here from India. It's before all the other premieres happen. This is the first place.
The first one.
First one. So that says how important it is. I think if you think about it, the fact that besides the show and how interesting it is, we have Priyanka, who's our Indian global superstar, and everybody loves her here. And we have Richard, who has a huge fan following for the work he's done here. So that makes it super exciting for customers in India. And then the fact that we have part of the integrated universe, that we have India leg to it that we talked about. So all of this make India a super important part of the entire Citadel story. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
Vanakkam. My most fun memory on this set was when we wrapped it. I was like, back up, yay! It was a very, demanding show. It demanded a lot. So I think I felt a sense of achievement once we had finished it, once we wrapped it. I remember what Richard did when we wrapped. He went and shaved his head. Don't call me back for another shot.
Oh! No more continuity for you.
That's a fact. That was fun for me too.
Thank you so much for that, Sana. Would you like to take...
Season after season, they get a chance to connect with the characters more deeply and care for them more often because they're seeing them more often. And do you hope that it's the same for this character of yours as well, for Missing King?
I definitely hope it's the same for this character. I think there's something about this long form, recurring series format that gives us more time to tell a story. It gives time for an audience to really get deeper into these characters, and selfishly as an actor, it gives us more time to work out who they are. And the better that we understand them, the better we can convey them, and the deeper you get to know them. And especially time between seasons of filming, it gives you a chance to let the character progress, mature a little in your head, and you come back with fresh eyes to it and a whole new experience, which will only inform the performance.
Thank you for that.
Gaurav, Citadel is one of the biggest series for Prime Video globally. Could you please help us understand the success of the same?
Yeah, thank you. I think Citadel is obviously one of our biggest projects ever. So, and like you evaluate and you look at metrics across the board, you look at number of people watching, you look at the number of, how much they watch and the fans. But what's unique about Citadel is part of a global franchise that we're building, and we have interconnected stories, and we talked about, of course, the one we're talking about today. We have India one, we have an Italy one. It's going to be interesting to see how fans of each of these connect with the other stories, and you build a legions of fans around the world, which is unique, and I don't think it's happened before. So we're super excited about that.
Thank you so much for
action. You pulled some serious punches, as we did see in Quantico. Comparisons are bound to happen, but since Citadel also has a lot of action, suspense, and thriller, how would you differentiate between the two projects, given your experience and the action in this?
Completely different characters, completely different jobs. Yes, we both hit people and, maybe get mad a little bit and get angry. But I think I don't think there is much similarities because the worlds are very different. I think that I've deliberately, and when you watch the show, you tell me, I want a text from you, Pooja, but I've deliberately tried to make Nadia very different from characters that I've played prior. She has a quiet confidence about her. She doesn't need to showcase, her badassery. It just comes naturally to her. So even like scenes and stuff, everything that I did comes from a place of internalization. So I hope you can see the differences of the character. Plus the world is completely different. That was based in real time. This is, a dystopian world. It's just, I think they're very different, but I'll wait to hear from you.
Thank you, Pooja, for that question.
Challenging part for you while shooting this Citadel?
For me, the most challenging part, I think, was just being able to physically and emotionally keep up with the twists and turns of the show, and also that we shot it over a year and a half. It was a long time. It physically required a lot from us. And that was challenging, but I love to rise to challenges. Challenges make our jobs exciting, so that's why the show was very exciting.
I think one of the most challenging things for me was trying to find the character traits that both of my characters share, and the nuances between how they behave, how they react to people, how they speak, and trying to see which of them are learned things and which of them are built into you as a human.
Thank you for that. Our next question is from Sanchita from Times Now. Sanchita, are you here? And there's a mic coming to you. Thank you.
Hi Richard, my question is to you. Hi.
Oh, thanks.
Richard, after having done projects like GOT and there's an Eternals where you worked with such an accomplished cast, as an actor, how actively do you seek projects that give you a chance to work with talent from across the globe?
I think that's a brilliant thing that can happen when you've got some great material. Sadly, as actors, we're not often part of the casting process. So you just trust in a director to make a beautiful cast, but I think when you have such great material, it's going to attract a really brilliant, diverse range of talent, and this show has done that. And maybe I've just been very lucky to.
You have worked with amazing actors. It's pretty cool.
Give just one reason to the audience why they must not miss Citadel, what would it be?
I think, well, from my point of view, I think we're used to television and film being 80% drama, 20% action, or 80% action, 20% drama. And what we've tried to do is 100% of both. And for me, that's something I've not seen on television before or tried to do before. And for that one reason, I'd say, please tune in and watch it, because when you really fully combine those two things, you end up getting something electric all the way through it, not just the peaks and troughs of action or the lows of the drama. It's a real combined, beautiful thing.
And that was very intentional. My one thing would be, once you start, I don't think you'll be able to stop. And I love binge watching shows, and I think this is one of those shows that you're going to be like, oh, I need the next episode now. So that's very exciting to me.
Thank you for that, and thank you, Parul.